Hello, my name is William, and today I'm gonna make this video about my testimony. This is not like a video that's necessarily easy to make for me. I'm gonna be honest. It's there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of of stress attached to it. But I think that this is something that God wants me to do for specifically this reason in the first place, to kind of make it public, I guess, my faith. So let's start doing it. The main thing that I'm gonna focus on is talking about my childhood and really the lack of any sort of Christian values that were instilled in me. I was not raised in a Christian household by any means. The only really mention of Christ or of God in any way was when I did my communion or my confirmation when I was younger. I was told that if I want to get married in the church, in a Catholic church, right, I would have to do my first confirmation. So I did it, but except for that, I mean, I didn't really have any really specific knowledge about Jesus. From what I've been told, he was just a really good human being on earth and was a good teacher. He served his people well, and that we should try to mimic him, right? That's about it. I didn't really have anything more than that. Later, when I got to high school, being religious was really a sign of stupidity. It was not something that you were proud of. It was not something that you should even talk about, really. The only really people around me that I had were, every single one of them were atheists that did not believe in God whatsoever, and even ridiculed any sort of faith whatsoever towards him. If you were deemed a religious person, you were basically bullied out of it. That's the gist of it. And I can even fault them because I was part of the people that bullied people that had that faith. I had one of my friends in high school that used to, unfortunately, believe in his faith. And because of the constant bullying and everybody being on him, he kind of stepped away from his faith. And ironically, after high school, around college time, I started, believing in God. So, fall moment, I guess. Before that faith was suicidal thoughts and my addiction to pornography and to alcohol. I was filled with anger and with rage, and I was just genuinely struggling with college and just life. My ADHD was making it so much difficult, and I was just lost. It's at that time that I met my girlfriend, and she was a Christian, and I was a full atheist at that point. I was having problems fighting all the preconceived notions that the world was teaching me at the time, and I just didn't understand why I needed God in my life, even though it was pretty obvious why at that time. I should have known why. The first part of our relationship really didn't really have any Christianity values in it whatsoever. She was trying to talk about God, trying to talk about her faith, and I was always diminishing it and pushing it away. Always bringing up the classic arguments of atheists against Christianity. I just made her feel stupid, basically, is the gist of it. But throughout all of it, surprisingly, she stayed in her faith, and I think it even made her more confident in her faith. Ironically, what really made me change after maybe a year and a half or two was the fact that I was seeing her over and over getting blessings over and over, and just seeing her genuinely being happier. I just wanted to see that for myself also. I wanted to see what it would look like for me to be happy at that point. I did not envision myself being happy at that point in my life. So, what's the worst that can happen, right? After that, throughout the years, I've had a pretty basic relationship with God. It wasn't something that I was really going for every single day. It wasn't something that I was really passionate about as much. But I was reading his word, and I was, more focusing on trying to understand what sins I couldn't commit and everything, what things were incorrect to do and what things were bad, and also attending church semi-consistently. But something just didn't feel right. around like May to June, me and my fiance finally understood that we needed to have an actual relationship with God, and not just do what we thought was, gonna make him happy or was gonna take us out of hell or something like that, or just actually try to pursue him and have a relationship with him. We started praying randomly in the middle of the day, actually studying the Bible instead of just reading it, and mainly, but most importantly, just we started talking to God as as a father and as like a friend, instead of seeing him as like purely the master and us the servant of him. And I figured that out through Bible study, really, to see that he really does love us and he does want the best for us. So it's not just a being in the sky just waiting for us to do good. He actually loves us and cares for us. Instead of just blindly following what the church says, I actually tried to understand what God wanted me to do and how God wanted me to act. And I felt like it was so much more fulfilling to do it like that. I also wanted to follow more of his commands because I saw his love for me. It wasn't just an entity in the sky, it was somebody that genuinely loved me. So I wanted to be as good as possible for him. Also, if y'all wanted to know, I don't really associate with any denomination specifically. I'm just a Christian, really, at this point. But I don't think that you should focus on that, really. And now, I'm proud to say that even through multiple backsliding moments that made me separate myself from God, that God truly was there for me at my lowest and loved me so much. And I feel like through everything that I've went through every situation that I encountered, he was there and he gave me a way out of it. Just recently in July, a few months ago, me and my fiance had so many encounters with God. Too many to talk about it in this video, but I will talk about a few. Mainly a lot of visions concerning my future, the future of my family, and what he wanted to do for our lives. I also was very fearful about speaking in tongues because I thought it was something very strange and something that was like not very Christian-like. And it turns out it is, and I was fearful for nothing. He allowed me to face my fears and actually be able to speak in tongues for myself, which is something that I'm really proud of. One of the most meaningful visions that I've had in the Airbnb in July was that I was going through a really bad day that day, and it was just a lot of emotions came through, and I was really sad about something that happened. And me and my fiance, or at the time girlfriend, wanted to just uplift the mood, and we just played a bunch of praise music. And when I closed my eyes to receive everything that were in the songs, I just saw him. I closed my eyes and I just saw him float down to me. There were golden stairs, made of clouds, and it was a very beautiful vision. And I just saw him float down to me and put his hands in my hands and say that he was there for me and that he was there with me. And that meant so much at the time, and it still means a lot to me knowing now that the God of this universe actually cares about me and I'm not just some random person, right? There's many more where that came from, but like I said earlier, I'm gonna put it in the longer video, probably on my fiance's channel actually, so I'll probably link that in the video later. This summer was plentiful of miracles, including God telling us that we were gonna get married in January. Through obedience to what he's been trying to push me to do and just constant reassurance on his end, I've been able to be delivered from most of the issues that I'm going through. Of course, I'm not perfect, so please don't put any words in my mouth. I still sin every single day. I still mess up on the things that I've been delivered on. So don't think that I'm saying that I'm perfect here. But I have been delivered in July from my pornography addiction. And he's pushed me also to start my ministry on Twitch. This Twitch, mainly serves as a place for Christian people to just be safe and just come and just talk. I also want to introduce Jesus Christ to people that play video games too, because I feel like it's really easy for people to say, oh, just go to church or just go this, or people that are not interested, they'll never know who God is. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to spread the message of Jesus everywhere you go. That's exactly why I'm doing it on my Twitch. So if you have any questions about my faith, or if you just want to hang out, I'll link my Twitch in the bio. But in any case, the main thing I wanted to say in this video is that you need to come to God as you are. Don't come as this changed person that is perfect or sinless or anything like that. The reason why you have to come to God as you are right now is because you're never going to be able to change yourself to remove all the bad in your life, all the evil in your life without God. He wants you to come at your broken state, and there's no way that you're going to make yourself pure or clean before going to Him. That's His job, and you cannot do it by yourself. Regardless of what you're dealing through or going through, it doesn't matter. Go to Him. He'll make you feel better, and He'll turn your life around, just like mine. It might take a few weeks, a few months, or even a few years, depending on what you're going through. But all I know is that God is stronger than your situation, and that He'll take you out of it. So, God bless everybody. Hope y'all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next video.